Wyslouch here. Welcome to Quick Tips. Today's quick tip deals with the following. Playing atonally, a systematic approach. Generally we deal with tonal centers in most music you hear. Major, minor, things like that. Sometimes though, things go outside of tonal centers. They might sound a little chaotic, a little random. That's kind of what I'm referring to with this atonal thing. Some people say I don't believe in the word atonal. They get into semantics, music theory. You know what I'm saying. Weird stuff. On the surface level, it may sound like people are doing random stuff. Chaos for the sake of chaos. But on closer inspection, a lot of my favorite proponents of atonal music have a very specific order, a very specific logic to the way they put together their notes and develop ideas within this atonal framework. That's what I want to talk about today. So let's take an interval, say a major third. Let's express it as 4 half steps. Cool. So let's say, for example, C to E. All right. Right there, we've got a 2-note cell, a 2-note fragment. What's an operation we can do on this fragment? Well, we could transpose it and put it together with the transposition. So, let's transpose this, for example, up a tritone. How do I transpose it? I take the first note of the cell, a C in this case, I move it up the transposition interval, 6 half steps or a tritone up, and then I execute the interval of the cell, in this case a major third, or 4 half steps. We've got a C, an E, an F sharp, and a B flat. Now, if we were talking tonally, we could look at this and say, okay, that could belong, for example, to a G melodic minor type of thing. Interesting. But let's go back to atonal logic, where we just have a 4 half step cell transposed up a tritone. Cool. Let's take the 4 half step cell, the major third cell, and compound it, combine it with the transposition up a major 6th, or 9 half steps. Whoa, that's totally different. We have a C, an E, an A, and a C sharp. Okay, in tonal land, the first set of 4 notes, C, E, F sharp, B flat, and the second set of notes, C, E, A, and C sharp, are not very related. They really feel like they would belong to 2 totally different tonal centers. However, in atonal land, these 2 4-note cells, made up of 2-note cells with a transposition, are quite related. They're just 2 4 half step cells with 2 separate transpositions. Ah, very interesting. This is the beginning to constructing atonal lines with this kind of intervallic logic. For me, this is always very difficult because I've spent years, decades even, studying in a tonal framework. Start constructing some exercises. Take, for example, one position, one zone, say frets 1 to 5. Start on a G, major third, 4 half step cell, G to B. Decide on a transposition, let's say a whole step, 2 half steps, and just move that cell up with a whole step transposition. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. Cool. That sounds like a whole tone scale because all the notes with a 4 half step cell transposed in whole steps amount to the notes of a G whole tone scale. But now let's take, for example, that same cell, a major third, 4 half steps, with a 3 half step transposition, a minor third transposition. So remember, we take the cell, G to B. To transpose, we take the first note of the cell, G in this case. We move it up the transposition interval, 3 half steps, and then we execute the intervallic cell. So now we have G, B, B flat, D. Keep transposing it up. D flat, F. E, G sharp, back to G, B. So this could be an exercise just to get your fingers and ears used to this intervallic logic. A 4 half-step major third cell moving up in transpositions of minor thirds, 3 half-steps. 2, 3, 4. Move it down. Okay, so now we've got 2 different things. A major third transposed in seconds, in a whole step, 2 half steps, and a major third transposed in minor thirds, 3 half steps. Listen to the difference. They're related in atonal land, not so much in tonal land. Whole steps. Minor thirds. Very cool. I might spend 15 to 30 minutes. If I had it, I'd spend an hour just running different transpositions. A major third cell moving upwards, moving downwards. And then maybe for 5 minutes, I just try improvising now that my fingers and ears are starting to see and hear new patterns. At first, I might be really specific when I want to start creating, improvising these lines with this new kind of logic. Maybe just try and come up with 8-note lines using major third cells transposed in different intervals. So that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba bo de bo di bo di bo. Okay, cool. Try to improvise something, just those 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about 16 notes? Dooby dooba 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 dee da dooba dooba. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Very cool. You might start to find a pattern or a set of transpositions that you like. For example, I like the way the major thirds sound going up in transpositions of 9 half steps, a major sixth. Wow, that's cool. It sounds related but not quite tonal. I like tonality, I like atonality. This is a way to start practicing atonality. In future quick tips, we're going to get more into how these 2 worlds, tonal and atonal, could combine with some of these strands of logic that we're planting in these quick tips. I'm accepting private students. Please send me an email if you'd like to sign up for a lesson package. In order to get access to all of my quick tip videos, you have to be a patron on Patreon. Please consider becoming a Patreon today to get supplemental materials and being part of the community where you get benefits such as monthly workshops exclusive to Patreons. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in.